So I think that's a conscience issue. The last thing we want to do is sing heresy back to the Lord. The last thing we want to do is sing falsehood. We should have a measure of trust in our leadership to oversee the music that is being sung. And the problem today is that typically it's the worship team or in this model is what I'm assuming. It's often the worship team, sometimes the pastor, and these things have no checks at all. And I think that's incredibly harmful to the entire congregation. I know in our church order for the United Reformed Churches, we are to sing principally the Psalms, principally.
Which is probably more than 40% of the time.
And hymns that are approved by the consistory. So I think the way to handle that would be I personally could not sing air back to the Lord. I couldn't do that. The hard part is oftentimes when you're singing and the music's right in front of you, you have to process, what am I saying? And that comes with issues of trust in the leadership. So my approach would be is to talk to the leadership, especially if there's a statement of faith, and be a good Berean with the music that you sing. Is it in accord with Scripture, and is it truth? And express that kindly to your leadership and have them oversee that in a way that is helpful to the entire congregation. But I think that question kind of exposes what happens often in modern worship, that there's no oversight of what's being done.
Yeah, I remember attending a theology conference, not a Ligonier conference, many years ago, and it was about the importance of theology and having your theology straight. And one of the songs we think had the refrain, "Father, you are God alone, and we know you through your Son." And I said, that's pure Arianism. That's a denial of the divinity of the Son. If the Father is God alone, then the Son can't be God. And as a matter of conscience, I couldn't sing that. I agree with you. I think, by and large, we should trust the leadership of our churches, and unless there's an overwhelming reason to refuse to follow the leadership, namely that they're asking you to sing heresy. But yeah, you know, one of the things that strikes me in reading the New Testament is that Paul and Peter, when they write to churches, they assume that every individual Christian has a responsibility to listen to this letter and believe it and follow it out. And we all have a responsibility. We can't just hand our responsibility over to somebody else.